This is the Pythonic Accountant, and today I've got for you something pretty interesting. So I asked GPT-4, which is a much more powerful version of ChatGPT than the standard GPT 3.5. I asked it to help me create a web-based game based on accounting. Now, this is nowhere near a complete workable game that is something that I would actually play, but it's really close, and I've been spending only about 15 minutes putting this thing together. So first I asked, I want to create a simple but fun web game that can give me challenges, give me five premises to consider. So it gave me these five ideas. Double entry, a bookkeeping challenge, financial statement creation, account reconciliation, tax calculation, and budgeting and forecasting. So I said, let's try budgeting and forecasting. So then I asked it to, give me a description of what would go into the files. And so it gave me this description. And then from there, I said, okay, let's start. Give me the HTML file. So it gave me the HTML code. And then I asked for the CSS file. It got me the CSS code. And then finally, I asked for the JavaScript. So great. I tried it out. It worked okay, but I saw some issues with it. So I gave it feedback. I said, it's not quite a game yet. I think there should be historical numbers and a starting point of employees and some revenue impact. And, I want you to look up guidelines for a fun interactive game and make those changes. And then I said, there's numbers that I can put in that are negative. That might be an issue. And it didn't fix all of that, but it did make significant changes. So it said, okay, here are the things I'm going to change. Great. And then I asked it to give me the updated code. I think I asked for one more change at some point. I said there was some kind of issue, but it fixed it. And so I want to jump ahead and actually show you what it was able to create. So this is the current version of the game. It's called the Department of Rock and Roll budgeting game. You have to manage the annual budget for the Department of Rock and Roll, make decisions to achieve the goals, and advance to the next level. Now, there's no levels other than this basic level, and there's not really much of a game, and the math does not make much sense. But at least it starts with the starting revenue and starting expenses and a starting number of employees. I can't change the number of employees, and some of these things don't make a lot of sense, but it's still kind of fun. So let's say marketing budget, you would think that would only impact expenses, but it only impacts revenues. So let's say I'm going to increase my marketing budget by 100. For some reason, this increases my forecast revenue to 81 million from 1 million. So, okay, maybe that is $100 million or $100,000. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's kind of fun. So I'm actually going to decrease that to 5. And by the way, I added this preview button. So instead of submitting it, I can preview what's going to happen before I make the commitment and submit it. Let's say I want to increase my R&D budget by 5. That's going to increase my revenues. Why doesn't it increase my expenses? I don't know, because the game's not coded that way. But that's okay. We can fix that later. Next, let's increase our customer support budget. Again, I would expect this to have some impact on customer retention or something with revenues, but all that does is increase expenses. Fine, whatever. Employee training budget. Again, this one only impacts my expenses, but that's fine. Let's increase this to 10 so we can get a little bit lower net income. And let's go ahead and submit this. I'm happy with this budget. Submit budget. Boom, congratulations. Your budget decisions resulted in a positive net income. Now, the funny thing is this is for a federal agency, and they don't really care about net income. They more care about spending. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you at the next one.